In the year 2000, a struggling startup walked into the headquarters of the most powerful movie rental company in the world. They had one simple proposal: buy us. The asking price was just $50 million. Blockbuster listened, and then rejected it. To them, Netflix looked small, unproven, and insignificant. Why would the king of movie rentals buy a company that was barely surviving? A decade later, Blockbuster would be bankrupt, and Netflix would become one of the most powerful entertainment companies on earth. This is the story of one of the greatest business mistakes ever made. Before Netflix changed entertainment forever, renting a movie was an experience. Families got into their cars, walked through brightly lit stores packed with shelves of movies. And no company represented that experience better than Blockbuster. During the 1990s, Blockbuster dominated the movie rental industry. Its blue and yellow stores became a familiar sight across America and around the world. Customers flooded through its doors every weekend. Parents searched for family movies. Blockbuster operated more than 9,000 stores globally and generated billions of dollars in revenue. To the outside world, Blockbuster looked unstoppable. It wasn't simply leading the market. The company had become so successful that few people could imagine a future without it. But hidden inside that success was a dangerous weakness, one that would eventually bring the entire empire crashing down. A former software entrepreneur named Reed Hastings believed movie rentals could be easier. Together with Mark Randolph, he began building a company based on a simple idea. What if people could rent movies without visiting a store? At the time, internet speeds were slow. Streaming technology didn't exist, so Netflix focused on DVDs. Customers could browse online, choose a movie, and have it delivered directly to their mailbox. When they finished watching, they simply mailed it back. That final detail was revolutionary. Customers hated late fees. Netflix saw frustration. Blockbuster saw revenue. This difference in thinking would eventually change everything. Despite its innovative ideas, what neither company realized was that this meeting would become one of the most important turning points in business history. Over the following years, the world began to change. Internet technology improved rapidly. Connection speeds increased. Computers entered more homes, and digital services became part of everyday life. Netflix understood what these changes could mean. The company began investing aggressively in the future. Meanwhile, Blockbuster faced a difficult problem. Its success depended on physical stores. The bigger Blockbuster became, the harder it became to adapt. Its greatest strength was slowly turning into its greatest weakness. It had no empire to protect. That freedom allowed the company to experiment, to innovate, and to prepare for a future that most people couldn't yet see. Then came the moment that changed entertainment forever. In 2007, Netflix launched streaming. For the first time, customers could watch movies and television shows instantly, but it represented something far more important, a completely new way of consuming entertainment. But while Netflix was racing into the future, Blockbuster was running out of time. The company tried to fight back. It experimented with various products. Customers were changing. Technology was changing, but Blockbuster's business was still built around thousands of physical stores. Meanwhile, Netflix continued growing. More subscribers joined, more content was added, and streaming became the new standard for entertainment. Then came the moment nobody thought was possible. In 2010, Blockbuster filed for bankruptcy. The giant had fallen. A company that once dominated an entire industry was suddenly fighting for survival. The blue and yellow empire that seemed untouchable had disappeared. Netflix, on the other hand, was only getting started. Today, it serves hundreds of millions of viewers across the world. But this story isn't really about movies, and it isn't even about Netflix. It's about adaptation. Blockbuster focused on protecting the business it already had. Netflix focused on building the business of the future. And in the end, that made all the difference, because in business, the biggest risk is not competition. The biggest risk is believing that today's success guarantees tomorrow's survival. And Blockbuster learned that lesson the hard way.